am so happy to welcome you to this Wednesday morning flow. My name is Erin. For anyone who may be joining us new, if you are joining us new, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found your way. I see a few names that I don't recognize, but that doesn't mean that you haven't practiced with us before. Whether you're coming back for the umpteenth time or this is your first time, thank you for finding your way to this practice. So I'm going to take all my stuff over to my mat. Hopefully I don't spill water. So we're practicing today with the intention of honoring space. Sorry, making all kinds of noise. We're going to start on our bellies today. So one thing that you may want to do is bring your blanket to the mix and lay it down, folding it in such a way so that you are so that your hips all the way up to the tops of your ribs are supported by the blanket, and then just lay your chest down to the earth. Your arms can be in goalpost form or stacking the palms if that is nice support for your neck this morning. Feel free to widen the legs or make them narrow, whatever feels comfortable. And as we come down to the earth in this prone shape, it's a way for us to honor the breath. And the breath is one of the most important ways that we create space during our yoga practice. And by coming down and offering a little pressure into the front body, particularly the belly, ribs, and chest, where you feel that Durga breath, that three-part breath expansion, you really get a sense of the work that's being done. So see if you can melt a little bit more. Relaxing muscles through the legs and the hips. Softening the belly. Melting the chest. If the arms are in this goalpost form, just feeling the passive stretch across the front body. So again, today we're honoring space. And in this practice, I invite you to just celebrate yourself for, first of all, making space in your day for your practice. Lots of things that are competing for your attention and your time, particularly this time of year. And connect with the space you're creating to think, to feel, to simply be. In our yoga practice, as we quiet the mind and try to calm the fluctuations of the mind, it invites you to create some space between your thoughts, and particularly create some space between any thought habits that are omnipresent in your mind. And it's true that 60 to 70% of the thoughts in your head at any given time are ones you had yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that. And so finding a little space, a little freedom from those thoughts, just to invite something new, a new awareness, a new discovery, creativity, wisdom. Flip onto your other cheek. Our yoga practice invites space into the body. As we stretch, we're always offering compression somewhere and extensions on the opposite side. So just be aware of that space. We're opening our hearts. The space in our heart is filled with compassion. So you can welcome in kind thoughts, even to people who are challenging in your life. Notice the space between breaths right now. Maybe start to flirt, excuse me, flirt around with taking some bigger sips of air, even with the gentle compression on your breathing organs. And then connect with your intention for today's practice. What inspired you to arrive on the mat today? What energy would you like to cultivate through the practice? Something you need to welcome in or something you'd like to release outward? Take a big breath in. Let the breath go. Breath in and full breath out. Beautiful. We're going to slowly start to climb our way into a table position. Since the blanket's already there, it offers a nice cushiony support to your knees. So with your shoulders stacked over the wrists, fingers spread, notice the space you're creating in the hands. Maybe you notice the space as the fingers spread, or maybe you feel that little space in the palm as you root the heel of the hand down. Begin to create some space in the spine here, flowing through your cow. Inhaling as the heart pushes forward. Lifting. Inhale and exhale. Big breath in and full breath out. Come back into a neutral spine. Walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. You can either stack the palms or have them staggered, just as a way to create space in the left side of the body. So invite that stretch through the rib cage, between the ribs and the hips. Soften into the neck, relax the head. Breath here. And let's take that on the travel through your hands over to the left as a way to create space into the right side body. Maybe you lean into it a little bit. Maybe that helps you to strengthen the stretch sensation. And then we're going to come right back into center, walk the hands just where they are. And if it's comfortable for you, we're going to sit back onto the heels, coming into a hero's pose. Now again, you have the option with this blanket. You can roll it up and stick it between your heels and your hips. Or if you have a yoga block, put it between your heels. You can take some of the stress out of your hero's pose. Just feeling the flexion in the knees and take a big breath in. And as you exhale, rotate to the right, just through the spinal column. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist to the left. Feel the smoothness of this movement. You're not rushing anything. Just flossing through the spine a little bit. One more on each side. Moving with your breath. Beautiful. Arrive back up into center and behind you. You're reaching the palm toes. Through the front body here. Just notice how this is in your belly stretch as you lift everything up while staying rooted through the shins and the tops of the feet and the palms. You can even let the head tip back, opening some space in your throat. Big breath in, breath out. Feeling that big arch in the back. And then slowly arrive back into a nice neutral spine position, feeling the rebound of that shape. On shape, just honor back into table position, moving, extend one leg back and the other leg back, coming into your plank pose. See how you can create some space here in your spine as the crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone presses back. Create some space between the earth and your belly, retracting your lower abs up toward the spine. Take another breath. And as you exhale, arrive in downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Walk. If you're this morning, if you had a dance party, Brielle, I'm sure you had a dance party, or if you had something else active, so maybe hopping is where you are. Maybe you're just getting out of bed, so you wanted to step slowly, awakening the body. Coming into a forward fold, create a little space between the feet, so maybe 2 palms worth. And just allow the body to hang heavy. And what do you need here? Do the hamstrings beg for a little softening into the knees, perhaps? Can you release a little bit more through the neck? Maybe even take your hands, cradling them at the base of the skull, just drawing the crown of the head down with gentle pressure, feeling a nice stretch in the cervical spine. Maybe you release and have. We're going to arrive halfway, nice flat back, and then exhale, fold. Once more, inhale, halfway lift, nice strong long spine, and fold. If you have that block handy or a block handy, come back up halfway and then put the block in your left hand on the highest height, just between the feet, or in front and between of the feet. And we're going to take a twist to the right and start to bend into that left knee. So you're going to feel really beautiful stretch into the right side hip and IT band. Take breath in. And twist. Beautiful. Come right back into center. Hang for just a moment. Feeling the effects of that stretch, noticing any differences in the right side versus the left. And then inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Fold once again. Come back to your flat back. Right hand nestles onto that block. If you don't have a block, it's okay. You can have the have the hand hang or use some other household item. Start to twist to the left, and just when you feel like you've kind of reached your edge, bend into the right knee. Yes. Twisting to the spine. You can in for support. And long. Inhale, exhale, and release back down into a fold. Put the block to the side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Inhale all the way up this time. Really, really slowly. Yes. Just unfurling the body, reaching tall. And bow back down. Halfway lift, nice strong spine. Hands to the earth, step the left foot back, drop the toe, or drop the knee, untuck the toes, and sweep up into a low lunge. And bring your hands behind your, bring that nice opening in again. Breath in. Sink into this lunge as you breathe out. Notice where you're feeling it. Notice where you're creating space. Maybe you want to take that back bend a little deeper, awakening that compassion center through the heart. One more breath. And release the hand bind. Come on back into your half split. Rocking the hips as far back to the heels as you want. Some people like to sit all the way on the heels. Some people like to take a full split here. So go for it if you want to slide that right heel all the way forward. Yeah. You can also turn this into a twist. Left hand onto the right ankle, still folding. We don't want to lose that nice little twist here. Like a mindfulness. You can do all kinds of things at this. So notice where you'd like to settle your attention. One more breath. If you're twisted, come right on back, pressing back into that low lunge. Lift the left knee, step forward, forward fold. Rise up. Again, feel the rebound of that stretch. Exhale, fold. Halfway. Hands to the earth, right foot steps back. Drop the knee, untuck the toes, sweep up. Making the adjustments you need to find the stretch that you want today. Yeah. Weaving fingers together. Just savor this. Where are you feeling it? Breathe in, just feeling the energy spread across the body in 3 dimensions. And as you exhale, sinking deeper into sensation. Exploring that back bend. It's there for you if you want it. One more breath. And we shift the hips back. Coming into our half split or your full Hanuman if that's there for you, or maybe taking your half split with a little twist. Also challenges your balance as the hands are lifted from the earth. Breath. To the front. We're going to lift the right knee, step forward, forward, fold. Rise all the way up. Feel what you feel. And exhale back down. Halfway lift. Hands to the earth, stepping back, both feet back to high plank. Before we rush through any kind of flow, just feel the space. See the space between the fingers. Notice the space in the armpits. Just feel a little hollowing out as the back lifts. Press back into the heels. One more breath. And then begin to shift forward and lower down, bending the elbows, chaturanga. Heart. Exhale back to dog. Here to honor space in your body. So nice to see so many of you practicing with us today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you lessen the space a little bit between your heels and the earth, but maybe scoop out the arch of the foot just a little bit. Maybe create some space between the toes. Feel a little bit of space between the shoulder blades. One more big breath. Look go between the thumbs. Wherever you look, rise all the way up. Down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. We'll take a few sun salutations here. Inhale, create space between your heart and the earth, lifting into your cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe and release. Let's do that again. Look to the front of the mat, maybe stepping with the other foot this time. Doing something that's not automatic, doing something that's mindful, intentional. Lift up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hands to the earth, step back. You can hop back. You can travel any way you'd like. High to low plank. Maybe upward facing dog. You'd like to lift back to down. Breath in. Out. One more. Look to the front. Step, hop, however you want to get there. And up you go. Yes. Exhale, fold. Halfway, strong spine. Hands to the earth. Take a flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog, but there's no rush. Hang out wherever it feels good in the body. Breathe in and breathe out. On the inhale, three-legged dog, right heel to the sky. And exhale, step the right foot behind the right wrist. We're coming into a warrior one foot. So your left heel will release to the earth at a little angle. Ready. Feel that presence of your body. Strong, stable, focused, determined, courageous. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, hinge at the hips, connect the fingers, humble warrior. This is where we create space between our egos and our true loving selves. True self is filled with presence and compassion and no judgment. The ego is very judgmental. It judges ourselves, it judges others. So feel the humility of this shape. Feel the space. Another breath. To rise up. The sacrum. And right there, notice if anything happened in that. Try to keep the integrity of the lunge. Take another breath. Beautiful. Release the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back, high plank, and go through your flow. We'll meet back in down dog. You need more space between the feet to feel comfortable in your dog. Maybe more space between the hands. Take a stance that serves your body. Exhale, left foot, right hip down, feeling grounded and rooted and ready to rise. Ready to face any challenges. Yes, feel the hips squaring to the front. Feel the breath making space in and out of the body. And feel the hands interlace behind the back as you bow down, humble warrior. One more breath here. One more breath. Release the bind, inhale up. Exhale, hands down, step back, taking your flow. Knowing what serves you well today. Staying true to your intention as you practice. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, right heel high. Exhale, right foot behind right wrist, warrior one. Sweep up. As you exhale, bound or bind. And then open your heart. And then look forward. We're going to take warrior three, creating a little takeoff with the strength of that right leg, but using that left leg to also help you with balance. Big breath in, full breath out. And then land that left foot all the way flat down to the earth. So all the toes are facing forward. We're setting up for a pyramid pose, another nice intense leg stretch. You can release the arm bind. If you have a block, have it handy. It usually serves you well during pyramid. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, come halfway. Nice long, strong halfway point. Strong back. More breath. Earth or block. If the earth is too far and you feel too much discomfort in the legs, just use the block to bring the earth closer to you. So we're looking here for intensity in the legs. Looking for the left hip to press forward, right hip to press back so that the hips square. You can also change the foot distance, but you want your feet in 2 lanes of traffic. Take a breath. And then keep your left palm on the block. We're going to peel the right arm up for a twist. Again, keeping the hips stable through the rib cage. Breath. Hands down to the earth. We're going to rise all the way up. And as we come up, left knee up with us. Cross the left thigh over the right for eagle bind. Left arm under right. Squeezing all the energy right into the midline of the body. So closing the space, but we're opening across the back body. Maybe you start to slide down the pole a little bit, sinking into the joints. Make sure the breath is very present. One more breath. And then begin to unravel, unwrapping, big breath in, and exhale, hands to heart mount. Taking a little space of that. Notice any space you've created in your mind by being present for yourself. And on the inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step back. Go through the flow. Maybe your flow takes you into a child's pose or right into downward facing dog. On the inhale, the left heel goes high. Right heel. Exhale, hands come behind. Bow down. Come warrior for a breath. Inhale, loving, courageous warrior. Lift your heart up to the sky. And then begin to look forward, shifting into your warrior 3. Now you can maintain the bind. You can let the bind go. You know, you get to pilot your own plane here, captain your own ship. Create a little space between the ears and the shoulders. One more breath. And then release the right foot down, coming into the 2 lanes of traffic, maybe railroad tracks, as some people like to think of it. You can release the bind, big breath in. And that's right. Draw it over a little. Your left hip draw back, right hip draw forward. Feel the engagement in the lower belly. And then maybe use that block to help you come closer to the earth as you fold, melting right into this intensity. Our yoga practice and our mindfulness practice both help us to create significant space between a stimulus and a reaction, particularly when we are provoked with discomfort. We don't like that, do we? But our practice teaches us to just be with it, allow it, just breathe into it. From here, we're going to take a twist. Right palm onto the block or the earth. Left arm reaches up. Yeah, you guys look great, keeping the hips stable. One more big breath. And release. Start to rise up, bringing that right knee with you. So shifting into the left foot for balance. Press the right thigh over the left, hugging the 2 together. Notice that the hips may want to swivel a little bit to the left. It's up to the left leg to stabilize and the right thigh to squeeze to keep it centered. And then the right arm will float under the left if it's accessible, crossing at the elbows, greeting at the palms. And just sense that you're sliding down a pole here if you want to get lower and deeper. Stay off the pole, ladies. Stay off the pole. Although the pole, though, is like a great form of exercise. I'm sure some of you have done that. The pole dancing for cardio and for strength. All right, take one more breath. And then unwind everything. Come back into mountain. Just feel the echo of that flow in your body. Feel the strong presence of your intention in each and every breath. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, chair pose. Just sink right into your chair. I'm going to do a time check here. Oh, we so good. We so good. We're going to do chair. And we're going to start to actually keep lowering all the way, all the way, all the way down. Come into a boat pose. If there's another way that you need to come on down that way. Come into our boat. You can straighten the legs, keep them bent. You can anchor your boat. We're looking here to build that dignified posture, strength through the core. Take another breath. And then come on down, first into a butterfly shape. I'm going to turn to you. We're gonna build a little, it's getting cold out here in the mid-Atlantic, so we are going to build a little campfire, and I have a poem to read to you as we build our campfire. So from Butterfly, and maybe Butterfly is where you stay, depending on the integrity of your hips, how you're structurally built, what's accessible for you. But if you'd like to build campfire with us, go ahead, I'll mirror you. Bring your left heel closer to your left, actually keep your left heel where it is, or draw it a little bit closer to you so your shin is parallel to the short edge of the mat. And take that right leg with the hand on knee, hand on foot, and just stir it up a little bit. Just preparing the fire log. And then when you're ready, stacking one shin over the other, so right shin over left in this case. And notice if there's a lot of space between the right knee and the left foot, you can put put a little support there. The blanket you can shove in there or use a block, okay? So maybe your intention in this shape is simply just to target hips and you want to stay right here. Maybe you'd like to lean forward, getting more sensation. Maybe you want to do, cow face arm or another eagle arm or something else with your arms. Just go ahead and find your way into this shape where you're going to settle with discomfort for a few moments while I read you this poem called Fire. It's by Judy Brown. What makes a fire burn? Space between the logs is what makes the fire burn. A breathing space. Too much of a good thing, too many logs packed in too tightly can douse the flames almost as surely as a pail of water would. So building fires requires attention to the spaces in between as much as to the wood. When we are able to build open spaces in the same way we have learned to pile on the logs, then we can come to see how it is fuel and the absence of the fuel together that make fire possible. We only need to lay a log lightly from time to time. A fire grows simply because the space is there, with openings in which the flame that knows just how it wants to burn can find its way. So slowly start to come out of this, releasing any supports, uncrossing the legs, planting the feet, move the knees a little bit side to side, or windshield wiper. And then onto the other side. So bring your right heel underneath, so the shin is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Hand and foot, hand and knee, stir it up. Prepare the firewood a little bit. And then stack your firewood, just symbolically arriving into this bonfire, and know from your own experience, having literally made fires, that it is the space that encourages the breathing, the oxygenation, space for the flames so they don't feel smothered. Taking your variation here by leaning in, or any arm variation to give some love to the shoulders. Please start to come out across those legs. Windshield wiper once again. So think about times that you have been really angry or frustrated or something triggered you, and you're always encouraged to just pause and take 3 to 5 breaths. And what that breath does is create space, gives you time to think, gives you time to regulate your emotions so that you're thinking from a place of authenticity and intention rather than reactivity. Okay. All right, so we're going to swing those legs back behind us. Come back into table position. From table, find your way back into plank pose. You thought you were done, didn't you? From plank back to downward facing dog. All right, from here, we're going to lift the right heel to the sky. Bend the knee. Option here to flip your dog. Nice back bend opportunity. If you flip, rotate that left foot around, feeling the heels dig in, lift up, open the heart. Or if you're staying with the hip open, just savor that. Another breath. Look where you're going, hand, hip, leg. And then draw the right knee up toward the right wrist, setting up for your resting half pigeon. All about creating space here. So we're creating space through the hips. Know if it's more appropriate for your body to be in a figure 4 or maybe a pinwheel pigeon, bending that left knee, bringing the foot to the thigh. That's always there for you. Once you're in your pigeon, if you would like to use your blanket to support your right hip, you don't have to rest if you don't want. You can stay seated. You can take another bind and use this as an opportunity to open your hips and your heart once again. But you have about 5 breaths here. So if you'd like to take the resting half pigeon variation, then go ahead and start to melt your heart down. We never want pigeon to end, do we? But we have to move on. But you can stay there. You always know that. Press your palms back into the earth if they've been lowered. We're going to make our way back to 3-legged dog. With that right leg extended, shake it around a little bit, or you can inhale, come into dragon pose. It's a version of dragon pose. It's cheetah. Inhale, lift that right leg up. Exhale, come forward, just a little core work, work into the shoulders. And then we'll come back to down dog. Take that on the other side. Inhale, left heel high. Bend the knee, feel the opening in the hip, stay there, or flip your dog. Doing it mindfully. Nothing's automatic. Everything gets your attention. One more breath. Look where you're going. Left heel flips back up to the sky, and then draw the left knee forward for your resting half pigeon. Set yourself up. You are worth all the time you can offer yourself to get supported here. If you choose to stay up and turn this into a heart opener, another nice thing to do with the blocks is put them on the highest height or maybe the middle height, root down into them, pressing the earth away as the heart lifts. Five breaths. If you are lowered, slowly start to make your way back up, back into your three-legged dog. Shaking the leg or drawing it forward for flexion and sending it back for extension. And then back to downward facing dog. We're going to shift forward into high plank and lower all the way back down onto our bellies. From here, stack the palms, one on top of the other. Bring your forehead right to the back of the palms. Maybe untucking the toes, giving a little plantar flexion into the feet if that feels okay to you. Connecting with the rhythm and sensation of your breathing and your heart. And then on the inhale, we're going to find a crocodile pose. So start to lift your palms and your forearms off the earth, peel your chest off the earth, and maybe lift the legs off the earth. Let the forehead be heavy into the hands pressing back in. You're going to feel compression into the belly. Try to keep the breath flowing. 2 more. And then as you lower down, we're going to bring that right knee up, sort of in a half frog shape. And then bring the right elbow down to try to kiss the right knee. You might get close. You're going to get close, but you may not kiss it. And then see if you can open up a little bit more through the left side body. So one option is take that left arm, reach it up to the top right corner of the mat, and use your left bicep as a pillow. And then just feel the left foot kind of creeping over toward the bottom right corner of the mat. So again, we're feeling compression on the right side. We're feeling extension on the left side. We're opening up some space. Two more breaths. Return back to center, neutralizing the spine. Do it slowly, noticing how everything feels along the way. And then stack your other, just do an opposite stack of the hands, so your other palm is on top. Forehead to the earth, zip the legs up. When you're ready, crocodile pose once again. Maybe arching the back a little more, lifting a little higher. Feeling power in the glutes and the hammies. Take another breath. And gently lower down to the earth. Other side, bend. And bring that left elbow. You click down right arm. Slide the right leg. Using allow yourself to melt right here. Two more breaths. All right, slide yourself back into that neutral spine. We're going to take one more back bend, then roll right onto our backs. So you have the option here of Sphinx pose, where the forearms parallel, a right angle in your elbow, or seal pose, creating space between the earth and the rib cage and the chest, dropping the shoulders, rooting down through the tops of the feet, or bending the knees for more. You have 3 more breaths in your back bend here. Use the breath to create space. All right, all right, all right. We're gonna roll right onto our backs. Right onto our backs. Yep. And move around a little bit, massaging the back, maybe with the knees drawn in or happy laughing baby. Legs can be straight or bent. And I'm going to cue you into Shavasana, but as always, if there's something else you want or need before you come into that final shape, so we're as always wrapping your hands around those knees. Lisa, I know you're kidding. Just say kind words to yourself, thanking yourself for honoring the space for the body, the space, sacred space that you've carved out for your practice, both in physical space and in time. Space that you offered yourself between your thoughts and from thoughts, between emotions. And then when you're ready, let the body go. With or without support, your choice. Make yourself comfortable as you unfurl into your final rest. Opening up the space to be. It's a little poem by Ernest Hemingway. If there's empty space in your heart, they'll make you think it's wrong. Like having empty spaces means you never can be strong. But I've spaces mean people once filled them were always meant to be let go. And all these empty spaces create a strange sort of pull that attract many people you wouldn't meet if they were full. So if you're made of empty spaces, don't ever think it's wrong, because maybe they're just empty until the right person comes along. Sounds like Ernest Hemingway was hanging out with Dr. Seuss, doesn't it? Feel the breath, the space that it occupies in your body as you feel full on the inhale, empty on the exhale. Start to move. Take a big stretch, creating space between the joints, the muscles, between the skin and the bones. And then roll over to one side, feeling the space between your practice on the mat and a practice that continues off the mat. Start to rise up to a comfortable seat, pressing the palms together at the heart. I'm so grateful. Thank you for your presence, for sharing energy, for shining brightly. Thank you for sharing the sacred space with all of us today. Namaste. Thank you guys so very much. Appreciate you being here. I know. I feel it, Deborah. I feel it. I'm getting it. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your warmth. I'll hang around for a little bit if anyone wants to share anything or ask any questions. Know that I did just post some more yin classes. The next 3 Sundays, I'm doing self-compassion yin practices called Love the Skin Your Yin. See what I did there? Love on Sunday night so that you get a good night's sleep after a long weekend or a busy weekend. We have ready and refreshed for the week ahead. So join us. Those are $15 for registration, and you can find that on eatyogadrink.com. So Tara, thanks for joining us all the way from Israel. So cool. Hope whatever you're doing over there keeps you safe. Laura wins the award for being the closest to my house. I thought Susie was close, but Laura's even closer. I could pretty much see the roof of her house from mine. So from near and far, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you all very much. And I'll see you when I see you. Thanks, Jen. I'm glad you joined us today. Jean, Callie, mwah, mwah, mwah. Your camera's not on, Kelly. I miss your pretty face. Hope you're doing okay, girl. All right, y'all. Bye, Rob.